What up, Ape? What up, Don? How you guys doing today? Jose's in here too. Give everybody a minute to get in here. So I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. I'm playing MME on DraftKings for the first time ever, so I might go a little quick through it. I'm playing FanDuel MME as well to try to get my lineups in over there. But I will absolutely be answering everybody's questions, and if you have anything you wanna ask me about, you guys know that's what I'm here for. Alright. I'm gonna take down. Hey, you're good at MLB, bro. NFL is brutal. NFL is one of those games where on small slates, like Thanksgiving, you gotta eat the chalk. In the Millie, I was one player different from taken down, and I was chalk with so many people, and so was the person that won the Millie. Technically, I got second place in the Millie, but I was tied with so many people that it didn't matter. Like, it was crazy. Try to give everybody just a moment to join. But I'll tell you, I would have won had Jonnu Smith got that touchdown. I don't know if you guys watched the game, but they threw him a little flat route right on the 1 yard line. He didn't catch it. I was screaming at the TV, and I had told my woman what was up. You know, she watches sports, and she was into it and yelling at the TV too. It was pretty good. Before we get started, like Don said, I'd like to remind everybody, hit the like button, hit the sub button, it helps tremendously, and share the stream with your friends. Got a buddy that plays DFS, tell him to come hang out. But it is 5:30, 1 hour to lock. Let's hop right into it, gentlemen, starting off with FanDuel. We're going to go to the point guard position. First two players are locks for me today. Malik Monk and De'Aaron Fox. This team is down bad at the guard position. They have no Herter. They have no DeRozan. Monk, I fully expect to still come off the bench, but I also expect him to get 30 minutes easily. It's just far too easy for me to get to today. What's up, Driven? Welcome in, buddy. 5,400's a perfectly reasonable price tag. Great matchup. And then, my other core play, De'Aaron Fox. I don't see how you don't play him today. This dude is just automatic when DeRozan's not on the court. He showed you earlier in the year, 80 fantasy point upside. I mean, you just can't fade a player like that today. But let's move it down a little. I like Anfernee Simons today. Scoot Henderson was a midday downgrade. I'm not sure that Scoot plays. Banton was a midday downgrade. I'm not sure he plays. Maybe a lot of weight on Simons and Sharp's shoulders today. And I'm going to be real with you. In my single entries, I want one of Simons or Sharp in the lineup today. Because I think those guys set. It's just how I'm playing it today. But I would take my pick between Simon, Sharp, whichever guy you believe in, whichever one fits your lineup better. I think they're great plays today, and not pulling a lot of ownership. Simon's only with 11% right now. Mike Conley's grading out good as a safe play. I'm not thrilled about having him in a GPP lineup because he doesn't have that huge upside. I mean, yeah, he got 44 against Sacramento, but more times than not, Mike Conley's not gonna pop off for you. Should get 30 minutes today. Just a safe play, priced a little cheap. If he fits your lineup, be okay with it. You're happy. I don't believe Scoot plays, but if he does, he's fine. Don't mind him. Derek White, not getting much love, only 8% owned. We know Chicago is probably the worst defensive team in the NBA at this point. I'm on Tatum and Brown, but Derek White can absolutely pop off as well today. He's very steady. Has failed to make value, looks like 2 times on the year. So, definitely a good play if you want someone you know is pretty safe. I think Derek White fits that narrative. Tyler Hero looks good today. I'd prefer him in cash games, but if you want to throw him in a GPP, that's fine. I think his upside is limited with Bam and Jimmy B on the court as well, and then Terry Rozier is coming back. That's why I said I'd just prefer him in a cash game, you know. Drew Holiday. So, we all expect the Celtics to crush Chicago. Well, Drew Holiday is a starter for the Celtics, and he is pulling 7% ownership. Now, I understand why. He's not the Drew that I remember from last year this year. But you want a low-owned piece of this great Boston team with the highest implied total on the slate, you can get one at single-digit ownership. Throw him in there if you like the low-owned guys. Cade Cunningham, coming off injury. I don't normally play the guys coming off injury, but it wasn't an extended absence, and he's got a great matchup, so I don't mind him. Ben Simmons is grading out pretty well for me right now. I'd like to get the rest of their injury news. We'll get it before lock, but he may be even better than what's shown. I want to get more Ben Simmons in the field today. Currently projecting to pull 13% ownership. I want at least 20. I don't have much interest in SGA today, but he can absolutely blow the top off the slate in any given game. Halliburton, don't mind him today. He's had 2 great back-to-back games. Maybe he's found his game this year. I think Harden is intriguing. His ownership did bump up, though, 11%. So I'm going to have to revisit that closer to lock. But, I mean, Harden's a stud. He won me money, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday. Yeah, I had him rostered when he dropped 63. Jalen Suggs is intriguing to me. Only 4% ownership, and he's shown great upside this year. Definitely a great pivot play right there, if you want a low-owned guy. But everyone after Jalen Suggs is MME only for me. No interest in anybody else. Franz going under-owned today. I haven't even checked his ownership. Yeah, only 8%. I don't mind that at all. But his price is creeping up. That's what's keeping the ownership down. Moving over to the 2 guard, we talked about Monk. I love Quentin Jackson today. Only $4,300. You get a starter that's going to play 30-plus minutes for $4,300. I will take that every day. He's met value 2 slates in a row. He's really a better fantasy point per minute player than I expected. 0.84 fantasy points per minute. So he's creeping towards 1. I like him. We talked about Simons. I think JB looks fantastic in this matchup. 8,500. Really like him. I have a slight lean towards Tatum, but if you land on JB, that's perfectly viable. Might be a core piece here for me. We're going to have to wait and see the starters, but Jacoby Walter, 3,600. Almost bone minimum price. Almost bone minimum. Started against New Orleans. Played 28 minutes, dropped 38 fantasy points. If he starts again, he has to be rostered, in my opinion. The only issue with it is his game starts at 30 minutes after lock. We don't know for sure if he's starting or not, and there's really no pivots in that price range at his position. Cam Johnson is playing, you said? I don't like that. I did not like that for Ben Simmons, but that's okay. I talked about Sharp briefly with Simons. I do believe Sharp has a higher upside, but he is more expensive. And he hasn't played that great recently, but he is shooting a lot. Last game, 19 field goal attempts. Levine's fine if you trust him. I don't. The projections I got for him like him, but yeah, I don't. If Duncan Robinson remains in the starting lineup, he's perfectly fine. I'm not sure that he will, though. See what Limestar thinks. Yeah, they still got him starting at the 2. Benedict Mathurin, I think he's getting overlooked. Only 7% ownership. Great upside player here. I really like Mathurin. Playing all the minutes. All the minutes. 0.89 fantasy point per minute. I'll take that every time. Isaiah Joe's just a filler. You're talking about unknown studs, 8. I think I got one here for you. Anthony Edwards. 11% owned at 8,900. I really like him for GPPs today. He's met value at this salary 3 games in a row. And it's just too cheap for Ant. Point blank. Ant's a baller. One of the superstars of the league. And he's far too cheap. And nobody's on him. After Ant, though, it's mostly MME plays for me. You want me to touch on anyone, just let me know. We'll go over them. But really just MME plays. Let's move it over to the small forward. Yeah, math does it all. And I've told you guys that before. I hate scoring dependent players. Because if their shot's not falling, then your night's ruined. But those guys like math that can grab boards, can get steals, blocks, assists, and score, those are the guys I want in my lineup. I do not like Duran today at all. He is going to be in foul trouble quick against Siakam and Turner. Next core piece for me here, Denny Advia. I'm not going 100%, but they will be my highest owned players for sure. I got them sitting at 75%. Excuse me. But I love Denny today. He's just 5,900 is too cheap for him, especially if Jeremy Grant misses this game. I expect he will, but I'm not positive. Don't have any updates yet. It looks like, yeah, Limestar, I know you guys can't see it how I have the screen set up, but they believe that Grant is going to sit as well. But he's met value. Really exceeded value for our 3 straight games, 41, 39, and 40 fantasy points. In those games, he's played 41, 32, and 33 minutes. Just an easy plug and play today. Talked about JB. Here's a guy I don't see the public on as much as I think they should. Jay Crowder. Recently signed to the Kings. Kings are dealing with injuries. He started last game after not playing all season. He only put up 14 fantasy points, but he played 27 minutes. If I can get 27 plus minutes out of him today, he's going to be in my lineups. I got him projected for 18 fantasy points. Some might say that's a little high, but the public has him at 1808, so. Jason Tatum, I love him today. Probably my preferred spend up outside of the core plays. Like Fox. Gonna have a ton of Jason Tatum today, and I'm here for it. I got his exposure set at 70%. I figure that's probably what I'll get. The matchup just doesn't get better. He's in MVP talks. Like, what's not to love about him? I think Jalen Williams is fine. Prefer him on DraftKings, but he's fine. Here you go. Here's another low-owned play that I'm really liking tonight. The public's just not on him at all. Linestar's got him projected for 2% on. That's Scotty Barnes. You guys know, kind of like Franz Wagner, and Brandon Miller, I've been on Scotty Barnes since he come back. It's worked out for us more times than not. Really like him today. It's mainly the ownership, but the matchup ain't bad at all. Heat ranking 23rd against the small forward, power forward. RJ Barrett, my projections really liked him, but I'm just kind of I'd rather have Barnes. Keegan Murray's fine. Don't mind him, but again, I prefer Fox, Monk, Sabonis, and then Crowder, and then Murray over him. So It's just kind of eh. Oops. Dorian Finney-Smith is out. That'll help us with the Ben Simmons that I like today. Got an update on my phone. Oh, it's the Dorian Finney-Smith news. Scotty Barnes is 2%, 8. Line Star's getting projected for 2% ownership. It's just too low. You want to get different play today, Scotty B is him. Dalton Connect, I like him more on DK, but I'm happy if he falls into my lineup. I'm definitely okay with it. Just gotta hope his shot's falling, but... Moving down the line here, we talked about most of these guys already. There's Franz. Franz pulling about 8% ownership now. If he lands in my lineup, I don't mind it. You guys know I love Franz. I'm on the Franz train. LeBron's fine if he lands in my lineup, but honestly, I'd like to find 200 more and just get to Franz. Cam Johnson's just eh. Tobias Harris is eh. Pretty much everyone from here down's just MME filler. That's all they are. Zaire Williams could, and Keon Johnson could be, you know, in contention, but most of those guys are playing over for the Nets today. Moving to power forward, we talked about the top two. Then we got Sabonis. He's pulling relatively about the same ownership as Fox. Maybe he's going to pull a little less, but, you know, like, I just give me Fox. Sabonis does have the ceiling, though. He absolutely does. No, I do not like Trendon Watford at all. Even if he starts, even if Clax is ruled out and Watford's starting, they just refuse to give him minutes. Like, let's look him up. Like, some of these games he started. He's played one game over 20 minutes this year against Phoenix on 2 days ago and played 22 minutes. Done relatively well. He's a fantasy point per minute player. My issue is they just won't give him minutes for whatever reason. And I don't want my money relying on the coach, if that makes sense. We talked about Tatum. We talked about most of these guys already. Let's go down to Siakam, who I like a lot today. He's been on fire recently, only 12% owned. Dropped 54 against Portland last game out on Wednesday. I don't think they can contain Siakam today. If AD lands in your lineup, you know, I'm happy with it. 6% own Anthony Davis. But, you know, that's a big chunk of change. But he can break the slate at any time. I don't really have much interest in Julius Randle. Oh, thanks, Elite. I appreciate it, brother. I hope you made some money. Hope you made some money, pal. Moving down the line here, power forward's just kind of weak for me today. I'm going to have most of these guys at the top. No interest in Tobias Harris today. I got to give Cam Johnson a little boost. Jimmy Butler's just, like, he's got the ceiling games in him. He absolutely does. But, you know, it's not someone I'm really falling on a lot. Everybody else just MME only, really. Let's look at center, where it's going to be a core piece for me today. I can't help it. I can't get away from it. DeAndre Ayton. Absolutely. Doubling your money is always a good day. But Ayton, just like I said 2 days ago, first game back from injury, he's too cheap because they have nobody else. They're not going to play Reith. I think it was 8 that asked about him the other day. If I can find him. I don't think Robert Williams plays. He might, but I highly doubt it. And even if he does, I don't think it's really going to affect Ayton. But if he doesn't, they're not going to play Reith. This game, he was the only backup big man in this game against Indiana, and he did not log a minute. Ayton logged 34 minutes in his first game back. I expect much of the same today. He's going to play a bunch of minutes, and, you know, he's a good basketball player. 1.11 fantasy point per minute. Just too easy to plug him in today. Too easy. If you don't want to play him though, I think Bam Adebayo has a great matchup. Great matchup. But the issue is you got Jimmy Butler in there. You got Duncan Robinson in there who likes to shoot. You got Tyler Hero in there that likes to shoot. So you just got a lot of competition when it comes to getting the basketball in Bam's hands. And Bam's big game this year, he scored 30 fantasy points. 30 real points. His other big game, 32 real points. So it's pretty dependent on those, on scoring. And with those guys in there, he just isn't going to score a ton. Don, if you are in the chat and can hear me, I liked Ziar until we got so many nets ruled in, so I'm not on him anymore. Keon Johnson, kind of the same. Like, he was a core piece for me on DK, but now it's like, let me see what kind of lineup they roll out, you know? I think Hartenstein's fine today. Like, he's got to be on the floor for AD, but truly, my second pick at center would be Miles Turner today. DeAndre Ayton, number one by far, hands down, without a doubt. But Miles Turner, the number two, easily. I think Vucevic is fine today, but he's $800 more than Turner, and I just think Turner has a higher upside. Podol's just kind of like, tough matchup going up against Bam. Brown or AD? So mine is Tatum. Well, my favorite's Fox, but outside of Fox, it would be Tatum, and then probably Anthony Edwards. That's right, Jose. Make sure they're hitting the like button. Thank you, buddy. Podol just got a really tough matchup today, and just not there. Zubac's fine. Gobert's fine, but everyone after AD is just MME for me. It's really it. So let's drop the core. First core piece, Malik Monk. Lock him into the 2 guard. Then we got Denny Advia, and then DeAndre Ayton, then De'Aaron Fox, and the last core piece for me. It's either gonna be one of 2 people, okay? It's going to be, I'm going to let you guys pick. It's going to be Jacoby Walter or Jay Crowder. Gives you a nice cheap piece, right? But please, 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 if you cannot check news tonight, do not play Jacoby Walter. We only want Walter if he is starting. So, we're going to run it with Walter in because I love that play today. I absolutely love it. Let's run it on highest projected, and let's see what we get here while I drop this in the Discord. Alright, I got that dropped in the Discord, and if you guys aren't a member of our Discord, it is linked in the chat. It is linked in the description down below. You can reach me at all hours of the night to help you with any kind of late swaps in there. But this first lineup we're getting here, Hero, I'm just kind of about, but the rest of it looks amazing. We get Tatum, we get Jay Crowder, who I told you is pretty much the other core piece for me. So I could definitely rock that. Definitely rock that. I like this one here a little bit more. We get Mike Conley, which is kind of but then you get Sharp, Sabonis, and Tatum. I mean, that's 3 bona fide superstars right there in that lineup with De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum, and Domantas Sabonis. Like, I will take that every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Love that. Love that. Let's move over to DK. So, the DK core, I did have Keon Johnson in it. I did. But now I want to see what kind of lineup they're going to roll out before I commit to that. Yeah. Line Star doesn't expect Keon to start. I thought Cam Johnson would be ruled out. Or Claxton, one of the two. Yeah, Z's a starter. That's what Line Star is projecting. I figure he will start as well. On DK, really much of the same as FanDuel. Monk and Fox, love them today. Derek White being cheaper over on DK, he could be an absolute steal. Only pulling 5% ownership too, so like him. And then you got Scotty Barnes, who people are not on over on DK either. Only 5% owned. Grading out is a great value for me over there. And then it's really much of the same. I need to lower Keon's projection here since he's not starting though. I got Scoot Henderson just out of my player pool because I don't want to deal with the late swap on Scoot. Sharp's fine, but everyone after that's just really MME. Pivot off Keon Johnson. There's not a lot at his price point. Jacoby Walter would be it. Pretty much Jacoby Walter. Speaking of which, let's move to the 2 guard where Walter is my best value on this slate, period. I can't get away from him. I do like Simmons. Not Simons. Well, I do like Simons. And I do like Simmons. Damn, you're getting me all cooked. But yes, I like Ben. I like Ben today. How about that? Even if he can't shoot. He should be the primary facilitator today. But on DK, Jacoby Walter looks great if he's starting. Only 3K, bare minimum. I might even play him if he doesn't start over on DK. We got to look at the guards for the Raptors, right? And let me see what Line Star thinks. They thinking he starts? They got Grady Dick on their starting lineup, but I mean he's not playing. He's out. So let's look at Toronto. They got Davion Mitchell, who sucks, and Jamal Sheed. And Garrett Temple might get a minute or two, but not counting him. I think they got to play Walter today. They got to. Cunningham in single entry? I could rock it. Are you talking about on DK? Because on DK, he's pulling 8% ownership, which is nothing. But his price on DK is, whew, coming off injury, that's a tough one to stomach right there, buddy. But if you want to go a little safer over on DK, you're kind of scared of playing Walter. Quentin Jackson will probably be in almost every one of my DK lineups today. I love him. He's just far too cheap over there. And I want him. JB's fine. On DK, pulling 23% ownership. Benedict Mathurin, one of my favorite plays over on DK, just simply too cheap. Dalton Connect, simply too cheap. Oh, I really like that, Jose. I don't know how the hell you fit all those guys in there like that, though. Literally, the only question mark in that lineup for me is Levine. Just because you never know what Levine you're going to get. He either wants to show up and be the best basketball player on the planet, or he looks like he could care less about playing basketball, period. But that is a solid lineup. Um, Moving down the line, rest of these guys are just MME for me over on DK. Move it to the small forward where Denny's a lock for me over there too. Even cheaper than he is on FanDuel. Sign me up. Easy play. Sign me up. I told you I like Jackson. Gonna have plenty of him. Might be a core play for me. Dude, Elite, you're not wrong. He's such a headache. That's true also, Jose. That is also true. Not much to talk about at the small forward position over on DK because most of them are shooting guards as well. And we just went over those. But Scotty Barnes, I like. Talked about him in the point guard position. Franz is always in play for me. Levine's okay. But outside of that, just MME plays. Gonna give Zaire Williams a little boost here. Nothing too crazy. Shouldn't get him in my lineups, but outside of MME. Let's move it over to power forward where Jason Tatum's my favorite play on DK as far as a pay-up goes. I can't get away from him. Gonna have a ton of them. Speaking of guys that are priced too cheap, I don't think DK is familiar with Pascal Siakam's game. Just far too cheap. I'll take him. Sign me up all day, every day. 7,200 Pascal Siakam is just criminal. Then power forward's very weak after that. Not a lot I like here. Maybe some Trendon Watford over on DK at 3,900 I can stomach. But that's about it as far as values go at the power forward. Jonathan Isaac's going to land in some of my lineups just because there's not a lot of cheap people. Al Horford's going to land in some, but I'm not happy about it. Let's move it over to center, where Miles Turner's the best center on DK for me. He is. He's just grading out well. Low ownership. Sign me up. He's going to be at the free throw line probably 17 times because of Jalen Duren. Take Boston O over AD. I would take Jason Tatum over AD in single entry every time today. If that's what you're talking about. The two listed above. What two did you list above? I must have missed. Oh, Ant and Butler. I assume you're talking about on DK8. AD is 2% on DK. And I will check on Ant and Butler in just a second. Let me get through these centers. Hartenstein, pretty cheap. I'll have plenty of him. And then AD, I mean, he looks solid, but I just prefer Tatum. And then you got Ayton, Zubac, Sabonis. I mean, either one of those three guys tonight's slate, I'm fine with. Oh, on FanDuel, I'll swap back over to FanDuel and I'll let you know. Let me do that real quick, and then I'll give them the DK core. Ant is 12% on. Butler is 6% owned, and Anthony Davis is 10% owned. Here's the DK core for me, guys. I'm going to keep Jacoby Walter out of it, just because of how risky he is. I know I done it for FanDuel, but I don't want to do it for both sides. Denny Advia, number one. He's just too cheap. Second piece is going to be Quentin Jackson at the 2 guard. Just a great value. Great value. Third piece, De'Aaron Fox. And, excuse me. Damn, I about threw up. I'm sorry. Last piece for me. I know a lot of people's been asking AD or Tatum. It's got to be Tatum for me today. He's going to be the last core piece, Jason Tatum. Let's run it and see what we get. I'll put that in the Discord for you guys. Yet again, I know I hammer it home, but seriously, I'm happy to help anyone after the slate locks or late swaps or whatever you need in the Discord. All you gotta do is join it. It is in the description down below the video, and it is also in the chat. See what kind of lineups we're getting here. So I'm still getting a lot of Walter, and I'm going to be playing him. I'm taking that risk, and I'm okay with it. But if you guys don't want to take that risk, I totally understand. And I forgot to even look. I don't even know if I updated him. Oh, he's not on here yet. I guess Jay Crowder's not on DK yet. But pretty much all these lineups we're getting here up top I love. I'm still getting Malik Monk, who is a great value for me. Getting Benedict Mathurin, who I love today. And Jacoby Walter. So, I'm okay. Let's run this. I'm liking DK a lot today. We got any lineups yet, though? That would help. Yeah, here we go. Simmons, Martin, Cam Johnson, Jalen Williams. Jalen Wilson and Williams. Who? Who are the Nets starting? Ant or Jade? Ant for me if you're talking about FanDuel. I really like that as well, Jose. Leave it to the Nets to give us a lineup like this. They are starting Tyrese Martin. I don't even know what to do with him. I think you got to play Tyrese Martin now. I'm going to let the line star projections reset. Oh, of course it's the Nets. Why wouldn't it be the Nets? Why wouldn't it be the Nets doing some shit like this? Jalen Wilson starting becomes just an elite play, I believe. I'm going to give it a minute for my projections in the background to update, and then I'll let you guys know what I'm doing with this. Okay, Clippers starting Harden, Dunn, Coffee, Jones Jr., Zubac, who we expected. And the Wolves are starting who we expected, Conley, Ant, McDaniels, Randall, and Gobert. Yeah, Jose, I said I really liked it. But heads up, I know you said you stepped away. The Nets just dropped a really weird lineup, bro, and you may want to rebuild after hearing it. They're starting Ben Simmons, Cam Johnson, Z.R. Williams, and then Jalen Wilson and Tyrese Martin. I'm just waiting for the projections to update, because what the shit is going on? It's the most Nets thing to do, right? I think you're going to need Jalen Wilson or Tyrese Martin in a lineup tonight. As bad as I hate to say it. Williams at center. That's what it says. You see it here. Ben Simmons will probably be the center. I think Williams or Martin one will run the point. And then Cam Johnson will run the 3 or shit, he might run the 4. I don't know. Let's leave it to the Nets. Every slate, it's the Nets that pulls this crap. Yeah, Don. The Nets dropped a weird lineup, bro. Really weird lineup. I think you got to play Jalen Wilson now. gonna look even crazier over on FanDuel. So Tyrese Martin on FanDuel becomes an inevitable. You gotta play Tyrese Williams now on FanDuel. Like, end of story. Yeah, you're right, Elite. We got 2 bare minimum pieces today. I think Tyrese Martin probably the safer pick because we don't know if Walter is starting yet, but it's a stars and scrub build today, guys. That's just what we got. That's what we got. And now in DK, if you guys don't want to play Jacoby Walter because you're scared about him not starting, well, congratulations, you got Tyrese Martin. The starting lineup for the Nets is Ben Simmons, Tyrese Martin, Cam Johnson, Jalen Wilson, and Zaire Williams. So weird. And I'm going to update the core in the Discord, just so you guys know. I'm taking Quentin Jackson out, but I'm still going to have a ton of him, so just so you guys know. Still going to have a ton of him, still love him. Let's run a Stars and Scrubs build and see what we get over on DK. Duran and Zoo ownership, they're going to be low. Let me run this and see what I'm getting, and then I'll check that for you. But they're going to be low for sure. Alright, now what are we getting? We're getting Martin, we're getting Walter, getting Mo Bamba, which, if he fills your lineup up, sure. Some Isaac Jones, like, eh. Alright, let me check those for you. You said Zoo and Duran? Let's check. So Zubak is 3% and Duran is 1%. So Martin Williams and Wilson for DK. I would really only want 2 of them. I'd really only want 2 of them, to be honest with you. Derrick Jones Jr., he's okay. I assume you're talking about on DK. He's just okay. Yeah, just eh. And J-Dub. $10%. $15 to lock. I'm gonna start working on getting my lineups in, gentlemen. If you guys got any questions though, let me know. I'll be happy to answer and help you out the best I can. These are the stars and scrubs lineups I'm getting, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. Anybody else doing the $25 single entry on FanDuel or the $12 single entry on DK? If so, I will be in your contest with you. Guys, if you're in the Discord, make sure you go and there is, under the guest chat, there is a logo. There's a logo. Put it as your FanDuel and DK logo. That would help us tremendously. Well, let me ask you this, 8, with your lineup. Who is your, you look at your lineup, and there's usually always one guy you're like, I hope he has a good game, because it's going to ruin me if he doesn't. Who is your one, question mark player? It's probably one of your cheap guys, right? Who is it? And I'll give you my thoughts on him. No, you can't play Lonzo today, man. I don't think he plays over 16 minutes. You're just giving money away playing Lonzo, brother. You got Lonzo on FanDuel? How much is he? He's not even in my player pool. Well, he is, but I got him projected. 4,200? We can find you someone for 4,200. We can find you someone better than Lonzo. Kasem Wallace and Shake Milton would be my pivots. Probably Kasem Wallace, though. And I don't know how much salary you got, but let's bump it up to 4,400. Keon Ellis is right there at 43. I would take those over Alonzo every time. Are you talking about FanDuel or DK? Potent. Let me know which site and I'll help you out best I can. 7,100 value for DK single entry. What position? Because 7,100, there's a ton of value under 7,100, brother. FanDuel? Alright. Let's take a look. See what we can do here. So, FanDuel, 4,400 for small forward. I like Duncan Robinson today. He will probably be the best one you can have, but let's just double check it. So Jay Crowder would be my preferred value if that helps you get someone better, but if not, just pure points, it's Duncan Robinson. I think that's elite TV. I love that build right there, brother. It's my cat crawling all over my keyboard. We got a little kitten. But yeah, I really like that quite a lot, elite. I've got to get my FanDuel lineups in 9 minutes. Let's go, optimizer. I used to think I wasn't a cat guy. I'm now a cat guy. Come on, I only have like 350 lineups to upload. Let's just take our time now, Opto. Oh, Don, don't remind me. I'm stressing over here. Alright, kitty. This optimizer's taking too long. Good luck, 8. I wish you nothing but the best, brother. I'm stressing over here, bro. Come on. Keon Johnson or Walter? That's tough. I think Keon's safer, but I think Walter has a higher upside. I'm going to have both of them in a lot of my DK lineups, Elite. Probably Walter, because I played a takedown. And I think he has the upside to take down. I just entered my FanDuel lineups. Holy shit. I was on the edge there. I didn't think I was going to make it. Alright guys, do I play late slates? I do, but it's very, very rarely. Very rarely. Probably won't play any tonight. I got them in, but damn, it was close, brother. Yeah, I did too, Elite. I did too. I couldn't even check any news. We didn't get any though, thankfully. But with that, guys, I am out of here. If you need any questions, I'm always available in the Discord. My name in there is Holy Jack Daniels. Just at me, and I'm happy to help you. Good luck, gentlemen. I wish you nothing but the best today. All right, we will see you later. Have a good one, guys.